morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day at Capitola. I hope you are all having an awesome quarantine with your friends and family. My name's Pearson. I'm a Capitola Junior Lifeguard instructor, and I'm just going to be leading you through a day in the life of a classic Capitola Junior Guard. Currently, I'm with the 6-year-olds, or the Little Guard Division, sorry. And I think our plan today is to take them down coast towards Seacliff. There's a very low tide today, and that's exposing a lot of the beach. And this has actually been happening most mornings. So if you can get out of your house, I think it's an awesome opportunity to see a lot of the coastline and to go down or up coast and really see a lot of the beach that you don't normally get to. And so we're going to bring them down. We might see some sea anemones, some sea stars, talk a little bit about the intertidal zone, and I think it'll be a really fun day. But if you're a little bit older and you know a lot about that, you've already been tide pooling, I think a great exercise would maybe doing a tide run, where you either go up or down and you try and run in and out of the water line, avoiding the rocks of course, but for as long as you want. And so the only thing I would recommend if you do end up deciding to do this is just knowing what the tides are going to be, whether they're rising or dropping. They should be dropping through most of the morning and then rising in the afternoon, and then just making sure you have enough time to get back, either to your car or to wherever you're getting picked up. Don't get caught by the tides, don't get trapped in a cove. But I think it'd be a really fun thing in the mornings, especially because those are times when you're allowed to come down to the beach and really enjoy it. And so I'm really looking forward to that with my little guards today. Afterwards, we're actually having a superhero day, but I think we're going to incorporate a couple Olympic events. I know this is maybe something you'd have to do with your family or friends, but I think it's such an awesome break to the monotony of the day if you could get fun stuff like long jump, high jump. We're going to be doing relays in and out of the water. All fun things to do. Then you can create your own. You could do different tossing games at home. I know bocce ball is a super fun thing to do. And we're just trying to bring that down to the beach, but I know this could be done anywhere, maybe in a park or in a public place. And then finally, because we try and get a little bit of just general life-saving instruction on the beach every day, I think we're going to run through a CSpan scenario, and I think I'm going to do that for you guys right now, just a taste of what we're going to be telling them. And so CSpan, what that means is when someone has a spinal injury, and that's stretching from very top by their head all the way to their tailbone. And so your spine runs along your back, right? And every single part of that, running right through the middle, are all the nerves and everything that connects all your sensory apparatus to your body. And so it's one of the most important parts of your body. And if it gets damaged, it's a really big deal. And so our job as lifeguards is to make sure that if it is damaged, we do not damage it any further, and we put that victim in the very best spot to get the care they need by more professional individuals. And so I'm going to talk real quick. You see the ocean behind me. If someone had a C-spine precaution in the water, this could come from maybe going over the falls on a wave. It could come from falling off the wharf. Anything that would potentially injure their spine. And so this is going to come from hitting your head, hitting your back, any hard impact. We always suspect a C-spine in that situation. And so what we do is we make sure that they stay as aligned as they possibly can be. And so what that would look like in the water is coming up to someone. First of all, if they are potentially paralyzed at any point in their body, is flipping them over and getting their airway out of the water. Because if they're still able to breathe but not able to move, we need to make sure that they're in the air, they're not face down in the water. And so that's the very first thing we do. And once we do that, once we see that they're having an issue potentially with their spine, we signal for help. That's the first thing we do in any rescue situation, right? We signal for help. So what that looks like on the beach is an arm in the air, waving in a circle, and that means go get help, maybe go call 911, I need backup. And so, but I would say that that's our beach signal, but I would say in any rescue situation, call 911, get help, get an adult. It's always the best thing to do. Even if you're worried it might not be that big of a deal, please make sure to do that, because they will never be angry if they come down and it was all right and it was fine. They'll be saying thank you for calling me. And so once we've gotten to our victim, we've signaled for help, we've got their airway out of the water, At that point, we're going to do one of two things. We're going to do a carry-in, and that can look like either an arm underneath the armpit and across the body, bringing them in, or if we're really being careful, we can clamp their head together. And so that means a hand under the jaw and a hand in the back of the head, and I'm just holding that head so stable in this position. And so I'm knowing that I'm not moving their spine, I'm keeping them all in line, and I'm safely bringing them into the beach. And so at this point, we have tubes. I know junior guards at home won't have tubes in this situation, but we're gonna clip them into our tubes as well to make sure that they're floating up out of the water, and that makes our job so much easier. If they get taken by a wave, if we need to keep them upright in the water, we just have them floating that much higher out of the water. And so as we're bringing them into the beach, we have them clamped, we have them super secure. We're gonna come and we signal for help, right? We're gonna have a partner coming down to the beach with us to help us out. And so we never let go, right? Once we're in CSpan, we never let go, but that partner's gonna come around, they're gonna grab that person's legs, and they're gonna help lift them up, and together we're gonna carry them out of the water. And so we're still holding C-spine, we're carrying them up out of the water, we're gonna bring them what's called high and dry. So high and dry means we come high up on the beach to the dry sand, and that makes sure that none of the water or none of the tide rising will affect anything we need to do to help that person for the rest of the time that we're with them. And so at this moment, we've called 911, we've signaled for help, and so the best thing we can do, potentially, is to get them ready for transport. Because when they come down, they're gonna wanna get them to the hospital as soon as they possibly can. And so we have equipment for that. We have a backboard, we have straps, and we can get them on that immediately once we get them on the beach. And so I don't think I'm gonna go into the intricacies of all that, but I just wanna say, if you're ever in a scenario like that, when you do put someone on a backboard and they're gonna be on their back, the number one thing to do is to just check their back, is to palpate their spine, is to know where exactly on their spine, if at all, they feel any back pain. Because once they're strapped to the backboard, they're not coming off until they get to the hospital. And so you need to know in that moment where they're hurt, if there's an injury, if they're cut anywhere. And so I would say that's one of the more important things, strapping someone to a backboard. Beyond that, I would say what we tell all of our junior guards in that moment is to, because we're going to be doing our job, we're going to be helping them out, is to really be the calm and collected crowd control. Because everyone, when you see a dangerous scenario, everyone wants to come, they want to take pictures, and we always tell our junior guards, of course we're in quarantine, stay 6 feet away, but if you can, please direct people, please stay away. We're in a quarantine, this is a dangerous situation, there's people working on it, and I think as a junior guard, that's maybe the best thing you could possibly do, is to just keep a calm scenario, keep people away, and that lets us do our jobs. And so that's a little bit of a C-spine thing. I hope that scenario never happens. And again, I just want to emphasize, there's a lot of procedures we go through, but really all you need to do, call for help, call 911, get a parent, and everything should be as good as it possibly can be if you end up doing it. Today, I don't think we're going to do anything beyond that. I really enjoyed talking with you. I hope you learned a little bit today. I hope you get out there and exercise and have an amazing day every single week. Thank you so much.